Yes. First we will talk about the interactive planning of SNP / SAP APO. Like SDP 94, we can go for the DP and all the planning books. But exclusively, if you want to go for the SNP planning books directly, the standard SNP planning book, go to the /SAP APO SNP 94. And here you can see we have the one planning book. This is the standard SNP planning book and two data views. One is for the planning purpose and another one is for capacity purpose. And here I have some selection ID and the same like remaining. Normally we will load the data. All these remaining things are the common. And coming to this key figure, like here we are able to see the initial buckets as a day and the last are the like into the weekly, because in the time bucket profile we have given like a first 3 weeks into the day and the last 7 weeks into the week. So that is the reason we are able to see here day bucket plus weekly bucket. And coming to the key figure, total demand and the total receipts. Under the total demand we have the forecast plus sales order. Forecast is nothing but like a whatever we are releasing from the DP, and sales order is nothing but like a whatever we are getting from the FIFO, and distribution demand plan. Distribution demand plan and distribution receipt plan, these both are like a result of SNP. The result of SNP, the result of heuristic will save under the distribution demand plan and the distribution receipt plan. It means, for example, if I check it DC level, I can see the value like how much it is created a purchase requisition to the plant. And if I see the plant level here, it will show how much stock transport required for the DC. Like that, here DC level and here plant level, we can see the heuristic results. And after running the deployment, we can see the results in the distribution demand confirmed and the distribution receipt confirmed. The heuristic results we can see, like for example, this is plant level and this is the DC level. And once we run the TLB, then we can see the TLB results here. Distribution TLB confirmed and the distribution receipts confirmed. Same again to the plant level and it is the DC level. Then dependent demand, like whatever the components are there, so those demands we can see at a dependent demand. Like we have the candle and the motor, so once you run the heuristic, we can see the results in the dependent demand. And then in transit, whatever the stock like we are getting from the ship, that in transit, that will be we can see here. And production plan and production confirmed. Like in SNP, if you run in-house production at plant level, so whatever the production we are see the planned orders, we can see there. And after confirming, those we can see as a production confirmed. And if any manufacturer of co-products are there, those we can see in this key figure. And this total receipts and the total demand calculated by the macros, so those we can see the macros here. How exactly it is calculating, we can see the macros here. And then the stock in hand. Whatever the stock is there, it will show in this key figure. What is the stock in hand? And the supply shortage. For example, total demand is 1000 and the stock is 500. Then the macro is calculating like a shortage. Like here stock is 500 and total demand is 1000. So shortage is 500. 1000 minus 500. And what are the safety stock we are maintaining in the product master, we can see here. Or direct macro also we can create a safety stock in this particular case here. And the reorder point, like we can set up one certain point. If it is come to that level, it will start again the planning. And target days of supply and the stock level and the total days of supply, these also calculating by the macro. And ATD and issues and ATD receipts, whatever we are updating into the vacation master, those we can see here the data. And here you can see the heuristic and optimizer we can see, but the CTM we are running in the different page. Like the CTM we are not running the interactive planning. Total planning we have the three type of engines. One is the heuristic and another one is the optimizer and another one is the CTM. So CTM we can run differently, but heuristic again three. One is the location, network and multi-level. And the same thing like a optimizer, these we can run by interactive only. And we can run background also. Heuristic and optimizer, here we can run directly or we can run in the background also. Anyway, now we will cover only heuristic. Tomorrow we will cover the optimizer. And deployment also we can do in interactive planning directly and we can do into the background also. And then TLB also we can do by here. So here, first we...
Not change any of the characteristics, forecast. You can't change any of them, or do we get to select them?
Do you mean these key figures, if you want to add some key figures?
Exactly.
Yeah, we can add it.
Okay.
We can add it, no problem. So again here you can see the heuristic is a heuristic has a three type of planning. One is the location and another one is the network and another one is the multi-level. Like once we get the demand planning, forecast results to S&P, that is nothing but like a PAF, planned independent requirement. Then in S&P we will start the planning. So the S&P results is nothing but like a purchase requisition or planned order or stock transfer. For example, it is a in-house production, it will create a planned order. If it is a external procurement, it will create a purchase requisition. And it is a from plant to DC or DC to DC, then it is a, like a stock transfer, it will create a stock transfer order. So in the planning what we can do, based on the forecast, we can check with our capacities and we can generate the planned orders, like how much we are able to produce. And the difference between the heuristic and other engines, heuristic is the infinite planning. It is not considered any capacity. For example, there is a 5,000 demand is there, but we have the capacity only for the 3,000. But it will give a planning result for 5,000 units only. Whatever the demand is there, irrespective of capacity, it will give the planning for the total demand. So it is an infinite planning and it is not considered the capacities as a constraint. So how we will overcome this one? Then once you run the heuristic, then we need to go to the capacity check. This is the capacity value. There we can do the capacity leveling. Like here, by using this icon, we can do the capacity leveling. So now, the heuristic also, we have the three types of engines are there. And one is the location, network and multi-level. What is the difference? Location level, if you run the heuristic, what it will do, for example, and then the DC having the demand for the finished product. Finished product having some demand in the DC. If I run at network level, location level, what it will do, only it will create a purchase requisition from the DC to plant. And in the plant, we can see the stock transfer from plant to DC. Only this level only it will do the planning. Just it will create a purchase requisition and then you can see the plant level as a stock transfer. You will not see any other level. But if I run the network, what it will do, it will run the purchase requisition from the DC to plant and again it will because the finished product at a DC level is a in-house product, it's a external procurement. So that is the reason it is creating a purchase requisition. Finished product at a DC level is a external procurement as per our master data settings. So it is creating a purchase requisition. Then what it will do, it will see what is the next level. Like in the network, what is the next level? Next level is the plant level. In the plant level, what is the position of this product? So there it is in-house production. Then in that plant level, it will create a plant order. And it will check the PPM. To create this product, what are the components we required? So these are the components we required. So this where we are getting from vendor. So it will create a purchase requisition to vendor also. So network means it will check all the levels. Understand, Sandeep? And actually our network is we are getting a component from vendor to plant, and in the plant we are making as a finished product, and this finished product we are sending to the DC. So this total network planning it will run. Like here, if you run location level, just it will check particular this location. In the DC, it is a external procurement, so it will create a purchase requisition. That's it. But if you run the network, what it will do, it will create a purchase requisition at a DC level, and in the next level, where we will get from the for DC, where we are getting from plant. So in the plant also it is running a planning, and it will create a plant order, because in the plant it is a in-house production. Then to create this product or to produce this product at a plant level, we need a components. So those components where we are getting? We are getting from the vendor. So vendor is again, this component is external procurement. So it will create a purchase requisition to the vendor. Like that, total network level it will create the planning. So now another option is a multi-level. What multi-level will do, like a vendor is getting the components from the other vendor. So we can see the results in that level also. For example, vendor A is getting a component from vendor B. So it will create a purchase requisition from vendor A to vendor B, even that level also. And we can run in the background the location and network heuristics only. Multi-level we cannot run in the background. We have only two options, because anyway in the network, again we have the other option like to select the components level, so it will run the components level also. Then it is like nothing but like equal to the multi-level. And basically the multi-level where we are using, if we are using for component level of source planning also, then we can use the multi-level. Otherwise, normally either we are using location or like a network only. Mostly we can say only network level we can use it, but components level planning also, if you want, we can do the multi-level. So once we got this plan results, like for example, we are running and we are getting the planning results. So what we will do, this is there for SNP, they will do the short-term planning, or if there is no, PPDS is there, then we will run the PPDS in the short-term planning. This SNP results they will send to PPDS and run the short-term planning, or in R3 they will do the execute and they will make the stock is ready. So once the stock is ready, then what we can do, we will do the deployment. Then we will run the deployment. So once you run the deployment, then you can see the results as a distribution demand confirmed and the distribution defect confirmed. So how to distribute the stock or this whatever the plant results, like whatever we are taking from ATR and ATA. So how to distribute among the from plant to DCs, among all the DCs. So that results we can see in the deployment. And confirming this deployment order, and we will create a TLB shipments. And this shipment we will send to R3. So R3 will do the execution. and as per the shipment, they will send the stock from plant to DC and DC to DC. So like that, the cycle will be start and end. So normally, Sunday night releasing the forecast to SMP, and in SMP, Monday night running the planning, either heuristic or optimizer or CTM, and then Tuesday, PPDS side, they will run the planning, and Wednesday, we will do the deployment, and the Thursday, we will do the TLB, and Thursday night, we are sending these results to R3. So Friday, they will do the execution in R3, so that by Saturday, Sunday, the goods will be moved from the plant to DC. So by end of the Sunday or Monday, the goods, like the stock is available at a DC level. So that whatever the sales orders are there from Monday onward, those will pick from the DC. The stock will be picked from the DC. So this is a like a SMP planning cycle. Normally this is a weekly planning cycle. Like a DP, we are having the monthly planning cycle. Like that in SMP, we can say this is a weekly planning cycle. Clear, Sandeep? Yes. Now, what we will do, first we will create a, first step is to release a demand. So, we need to get some forecast values. So, what we can do, there is a program is there. So, directly we can create some demand to our network. So, for that one, we have a program like SC38. And this is a program to create a forecast or sales orders or planned orders, all those things. Anyway, I have given these details in our document also. Like how to start, what to start, like what is the heuristic and everything I have mentioned in the document, like whatever we have discussed. Why we want to run this one, purpose, and what is the multi-level will do, what is the network will do, what is the location. Then first we need to create some forecast value. So everything is there step by step in our document, and execute it. And I will select a category as a FA, forecast category FA, and the planning area 9A SMP2, and the location we want to do it to DNO AA. Like hours are some problem, so I am doing into the other locational products. And the category I will take as a FA. With whatever the master data we have created, it looks some problem. So first we will do the planning results here. Then the weekend I will correct the data. Otherwise I will recreate the master data in our server. Or you can also, you can also try to create our own data and you can try to run the planning. So here, for this planning area, the version and the location is a DC. Like always the demand at a DC level. Like normally even we are releasing the forecast from the DP to SMP also, we are releasing SKU plus DC level. SKU nothing but like a finished product and DC. And the forecast category is FA. And from today onward, like 30 days we want to take, and per day it is a 2000. Per day it is a 2000. So live cache orders are successfully created. So now we can go to the interactive planning. So this is the double click and finish your product and DC level. I am loading the data. So normally here in the selection ID in SMP, we have to always take the product and the location combination. And here I have given the TD star AA, so that whatever the TD AA it will take it. And now you can see the now you can see the planning like a forecast. The forecast if you double click here, it is giving as a planned independent requirements. Whatever the forecast, we can call as a planned independent requirement. Just a category, and the product is this one, and DC is we have the source. And what we have created daily 2000 units till like a 30 days. So here, as per the when we are doing that product split, period split in the master data, we are given what are the weekends, like Saturday, Sunday. This one we want to add into the Monday bucket. So that is the reason it is adding into the Monday bucket. So here 2000, here 2000. These values are adding in here. That is the reason we are able to see as 6000. The same thing like a next weekend also. For example, here the 26th is a holiday. So 6000 plus here 2000, 8000 we can see this. And the macro is calculating the total forecast. Forecast is equal to total demand. Like forecast plus sales orders, like that it will calculate. So now the forecast is there, so it is directly taken into the total demand. And here we can apply like an option for example here sales orders are there 100. So it will consume or it will not consume the forecast. If I say consume, then my total demand will appear only in 1900. If it is not consumed, then forecast plus sales order 2100. These are the master data in the product. We can use in the demand tab the strategies. Like a first strategy, it will consume the forecast. And here now there is no stock, so that is the reason. Like here stock on hand is 0. So that is the reason it is showing as a supply shortage is the same. Whatever the demand is there, total it is a shortage. Clear from this? Now we will run the heuristic. That here we can run and we can run in the background. We will run in the background. Directly we can run in interactive there, and background again we need to go to the SMP. And go to the APO and SMP and planning in background, and this is the T code / SAP APO SMP01. Supply network planning in the background. So here we can select the planning book and data view and the global SMP setting and parallel processing, to improve the performance. And do you want to run entire horizon or you want to run only specific days? Like for example, I want to run only for 1 month the heuristic. We can select it here and you can give only 30 days. As per the time bucket profile in the interactive planning or data view, if you want to run entire horizon, you can select this option. And if you want, you can view the selection ID, like whatever we have created, TD, AA, or we can view the product numbers also. Like we want to run for finished product. And here we can see in the background I told we have the 2 options. You can run network and you can run location. For example, if I select the location, it will ask you specific which location you want to run it. This is only specific to particular location only. Or if you select a network, it will not ask you any location. It is disabled. It means from beginning to ending, how this product is manufacturing. So total at our network level, it will do the planning. So that is the reason It is not take any selection. Now, in the location and the network level, if you want to consider the components also, we can select this option. And we will run location network and the low level code. Like if there is a program to generate this low level code, it will help you to smooth run or performance of the planning. It means like DC the low level code is 1, and then plant the low level code is 2, then vendor the low level code is 3. Like that, system automatically will create some codes. So based on that, it will take the planning hierarchy. So these are the details, and we can execute this one. And we can see the results here. We can see the results, and we can see the detailed level of results in the interactive planning also. Double click and select the DC level. First we will see what is the difference we are seeing into the DC level. Like as I told, the heuristic is appearing the results in this 2 key figures. So this is just the plant level. If I load the data, we can see results here, and if I load the DC, we can see only distribution receipt to plant level. So here, if you double click here, it will create a purchase requisition, and product, finished product, and the source is a plant and the destination is a DC. Because at DC and finished product in the master data, what we have created, it is a external procurement. So DC, from where it is getting this product, it is getting from the plant. So source is the plant and the destination is the DC. How it is getting the source and destination? Based on our TR lanes, transportation lanes. And how it is giving the purchase requisition? Based on the product master data we are maintaining, it is a external procurement. And all SNP orders always like a order series data. See, it is creating some orders. And this is the number range we have seen. So based on that number range, this is picking this number. So like that we can see the results, and the category group for the purchase requisition is AG. Now, if I double click on the plant level, now we can see the plant relevant data, nothing but like a distribution demand plan. Distribution demand plan. If we double click, you can see it is a stock transport request. From plant to DC or DC to DC, always it is like a stock transport request. And the category BH, and you can see the product, and the source is the plant and the destination is the DC. Clear from this? I will load entire data now. And now you can see distribution demand plan and the distribution receipt plan. Is it clear from this? So SNP results are nothing but like a distribution demand plan and a distribution receipt plan. And there is an issue. Otherwise, for example, if I run the network heuristic, what it will do, it will run the planning for entire network level. If it will run the entire level, and it means like for example, DC level it is creating the distribution receipt, and the plant level it is creating the stock transfer. That is one level, and the next level it will think. So finished product is manufacturing at a plant. So what it will do, in the plant level it will create a production order, like a plant order. It will create a plant order, finished product at a plant level, and for the components it will create a dependent demand. This it will create a dependent demand, and the dependent demand also from plant to vendor it will create a purchase requisition, and vendor level, like if you run multi-level with vendor components also, it will give us again purchase requisition to the vendor level. Like that, all the levels, like whatever the data just we are here loading, we can see the detailed information. Like if I select the finished product at a plant, we can see the production order. If I select the component, we can see the data, we can see into the components for the dependent demand. Like that, it will run entire network location for including the components also. So finished product, I will load the data at a plant level, and what we will do, we will give some manual production order. We will create some production order, and now like in the heuristic it is like always like a infinite planning, like it will not consider the capacity. So that is the reason what we have to do, we need to check the capacity leveling. Go to the capacity level and select as a resource. Capacity always we can check the resource. So load the resource. Like ours is a TD assembly AA, and select it and double click. Resource, store. D star KA. So here what we can see, it is not, bomb is not exploring. So otherwise what it will show, like what are the product and per day, how much we need to plan them. How much we need to plan, and here it will show, like when we are creating a resource, we have selected as 8 hours. Per day, the shift is 8 hours. And in the PPM, we mentioned like 2000, we want to produce per 8 hours. So here if it is for example 4000, it will show the capacity level is a 200%. If it is 8 hours, it is 100%. If it is more than 8 hours, it will show as a 200%. So for example here it is a 200%. So here this bucket is free, for example. Then what we can do, we can go to this capacity leveling and we can use the forward and backward scheduling. For example, if this bucket is free, I can do the forward scheduling. Or if I am having the shortage in the capacities here, so here this bucket is free, I can go for the backward scheduling. Or if you do the backward or forward, it will take the combination. And here again we have the options like we can do the capacity leveling as a heuristic, optimizer and mapping. So automatically it will do the capacity leveling. If any if any overloaded, like normally what we can do, we will trigger an alert and user, they will manually command, they will give the capacity level.